Hi, I'm Diane Dayton, and welcome to Take a Look. Today we're going to look at preseason Barnstormers, and we are with none other than the voice of the Barnstormers, Dave Collins. Thank you for coming in.
Hi, Dan. Long time no chat.
I know. It's about that time again. We've got to talk.
We've gotten through the winter that wasn't, and now it's getting ready for baseball season again. So, hey, everything's great.
Yeah. So actually, the very first home game is May 8th. Is that correct?
May 8th, we'll kick off the season, first of our 72 home games this year. It's kind of a compacted schedule. We'll be home, once we get rolling, we'll be home about 18 days a month or so. Mm-hmm. So a lot of fun to be had at the ballpark this year. And Ross is in the process of assembling the team, and we're just excited to get it going as always.
Yeah. So all this stuff that goes on before we actually get to come and attend a game. Now you've got the coaching staff in order, right?
We have the coaching staff in place. It's the two gentlemen that we had last year. Jonathan Albaladejo, from what I understand, took a job in Mexico. Josh Bell got out of the business, at least for the time being. So Russ did what he does, and that's go to his former players once again. And we have Cody Epley, who is transitioning into coaching. He lives in the area, and he's going to take over as our pitching coach, something he actually did 2 years ago. This will not be his first rodeo as a coach. He was the pitching coach for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs 2 years ago, came back home, so to speak, last year, pitched for us, and now he's joining the coaching staff. He'll be coaching full-time. And Caleb Gindel, who has been an all-star player for us 2.5 out of the last 4 seasons, has done a phenomenal job as an outfielder and a hitter, and occasionally on the mound last year. He's going to be a player coach and be the hitting coach as well, kind of stepping into the same role that his good friend Josh Bell had.
Okay. The other thing that's going on is we're trying to put together our team.
Yeah, it's that's something that I know our really close fans follow this as we go through the winter. And this year we got a little bit behind, but that's not necessarily the worst thing in the world, because there are very often a lot of high-quality players that become available at the last minute. Mm-hmm. So as they get, not our last minute necessarily, but guys that get released right at the end of Major League spring training camps, and you want to have some openings if those guys are out there and are looking to come to the Atlantic League and continue their careers. So there are some openings on this ball club. You want to give guys that you want to have back, you want to give that opportunity first. Guys that you think are coming back that haven't retired, that haven't moved on somewhere. Mm-hmm. They sort of have the first right of refusal, if you will, on coming back. This year we probably don't have quite as many as we've had in years past.
Okay.
But there certainly are several, and some guys who have made an impact here over the last year or two are with the ball club. But there's also this period where basically it's recruiting, and you get the lists of players who have been released. You find out how to get in touch with them, and you start banging the phones, which I know Ross is doing, and you call them and try and get them to come to the beauty of Lancaster as opposed to the excitement of being near New York City, or right. Some of the things the other franchises have to dangle out there. Mm-hmm. We sell Lancaster. We sell the family that is the Barnstormers in this community, and that's Ross obviously lives here. He's a transplant from South Georgia and lives here and believes every word he says about how great it is here. Yeah. So that's his primary selling point as to why Lancaster.
Yeah, he's a good ambassador for our area.
He sure is.
He really is. Yeah. He really is. I cannot believe that this is year 16 for our Lancaster Barnstormers.
Yeah, time has flown, and it's amazing to me to stop and think the number of players and coaches and front office people and that we have seen come and go over the years, and Ross and I are still here.
Yeah, you are.
Along with John Whitwer, the public address announcer, are the best in the business. And we've just seen people come and go and come and go and come and go and come and go. And yet, Ross I met about 2 or 3 days before the first season started. I've watched him grow, mature, get married, have kids, go from the player role to the coaching role to the managerial role. And, I've gotten grayer and a little chubbier as time's gone by. So, but it's been an amazing ride here, and it is hard to believe that this is year 16.
Yeah, this is going to be great. Are there any players that are here for sure that you can tell us?
Well,
for this team,
it's an interesting mix. We have a couple guys that we were really excited about last year, but their seasons were hampered badly by injuries. Destin Hood and Melvin Mercedes.
Okay.
I really want to see what those guys can do if they're 100% healthy for the whole season, because Destin Hood has about as lively a bat as we've had here. The ball, when he squares a ball up, it comes off as hard as anybody we've had here, with the possible exception of Ryan Harvey a few years ago. And the ball just jumps, and it jumps in all directions off his bat. And it's a lot of fun to watch. But he missed the first couple of months of last season because of one injury. He got hurt again, tried to play through it, but just wasn't the same. There was a 3 to 4 week window in there in July and into early August where he was probably the most dangerous hitter in the league. And I want to see what that translates to over the full 126 games of the season. Mercedes is a spark plug. He's a little guy. He's legitimately only about 5'6". Great second baseman and fun to watch at the plate. He's not going to hit too many home runs. Might hit one over the short porch and right at Clipper Magazine Stadium every now and then. But yeah, he's just a fun player to watch. He energizes the team. But he broke his ankle a week into the season last year, and we didn't have him again for almost 3 more months. So they're two guys that I really want to see what they can do. We have Waskar Brazaban back from 2 years ago. Brazy's been kind of a fun story. He's the hardest thrower we've ever had. He's hit 100 on our stadium gun. And when he is on, he dominates. Now, sometimes you see that first pitch bounce 10 feet in front of home plate, and you're like, but when he's on, he dominates. Great guy. We wanted to bring him in last year. Ross signed him, and if you've ever been involved in the visa process, it can get a little weird sometimes, and it did on him last year. And we finally got his visa approved with a week left in the season, and it was like, why bother? Right. But this year, hopefully, the Department of Immigration gives us a freebie on that one, and we'll get Waskar back in here. He could bring a lot to the back end of the bullpen, and he's a great guy. Everybody that deals with the guy loves the guy. So I'm excited to have him back in here as well. And Scott Schumann, he's back for a 4th year, and it's always fun having Schu around because he's maybe neck and neck with Pete Andrelzik for the best setup guy we've ever had. That great 8th inning guy. And again, when Schumann has it going, nobody can touch him. So we're looking for some fun stuff out of that. But Ross also has some holes that he'll be filling here as the weeks go by.
Well, this is exciting. That gives us something to look forward to.
Yeah, always. This is the fun time of year. It's like every day could be Christmas. I never know what I'm going to get when I open my email, because Ross will, if he hasn't told me he's looking at a guy, all of a sudden I'll open my email, and is like, he just says, this player is ready to go out, as in we can announce it because the contract has been approved by the league. So, it's every day, every other day this time of year, I'll get that email from Ross, and I'll be like, oh yeah, another one in the barn. So we'll be all excited. And then sometimes before I see the email, I'll get a text from Ross, and he'll give me a quote about the player. So I know when I see that, I've got a press release to write.
Oh, that's good. That's really good. Well, when we come to one of the Barnstormer games, it's about the total experience there at Clipper Stadium.
It is.
There's so much going on there, isn't there?
Well, yeah, it's really what what minor league baseball has become is that entire package. If you look at the history of the minor league baseball, which fascinates me, you could look back to the 40s, especially the post-World War II, late 40s, early 50s, and the landscape was completely dotted with Class A, Class B, Class C, Class D, there were the Georgia-Florida Line League and this, that, and the other thing. And, every town had a minor league team, it seemed, and organizations had 15, 20 minor league teams, and franchises were all drawing really well. Then came the advent of television. And television changed the experience of baseball. People were sitting home watching major league games on TV instead of going to their hometown team. So the minor leagues, attendance-wise, really dwindled through the 60s and 70s. My hometown of Rochester, New York, I think was the exception. The Red Wings were still doing great, and that's what I grew up with. And so I've always been a huge believer in minor league baseball, whether it's affiliated or independent. And then when Miles Wolff came along with the Durham Bulls in 1980, and then this crazy little franchise in Madison, Wisconsin that I happened to work for, the Madison Muskies, came along. They're very innovative owners, very innovative towns, and it got this entertainment idea, not just a baseball game and maybe an organist or something playing in between innings, but you got this whole idea of the on-field promotions and crazy stuff going on in the stands, and it changed the way minor league baseball is marketed to where it became a very, very successful industry. Again, and Major League Baseball has actually learned a lot from the minor league operators. Mm-hmm.
Because when you walk in through the gates, you see off to the left all of these fun things for little kids to do and parents, right?
Yeah, the kids play area, it's terrific, and that's something that every few years gets upgraded, new equipment brought in, new things for the kids to do. We keep it novel. You do the fireworks, you do the food promotions, you do the on-field events. It wouldn't be the first inning. I don't know what I would do if I went to a baseball game or at least what I would consider a home game, and I didn't have Adam Gockenauer's game in between, the top and the bottom of the first inning. I wouldn't know what to do. It'd be so foreign to me. But it's the kind of stuff that people just come to rely on, and each franchise can develop its own traditions that way.
Well, I know the food options have expanded greatly with what you have there, too.
Yeah, it's, one thing, obviously, as time has gone by, our industry's become more health conscious. 30 years ago, you wouldn't have dreamt of getting a Caesar salad at a baseball stadium. It just was like, what are you talking about, Willis? It wouldn't have made any sense. It was, hot dogs, hamburgers, and pizza, maybe, if you were lucky, and that was it. But again, people have become more health conscious. The industry has gone with it to having things like fruit bowls and Caesar salads and so on.
And one of the things I really love about what the Barnstormers do too is tie in very closely with the community. Very community-oriented with nonprofits and other events, right?
Well, that is one of the aims specifically of our ownership, and we've been honored by the league for the work in the community that the Barnstormers do. Out of the four partners, only one's really a baseball fan, so and boy is he ever. But this is meant to be a community venture. That a baseball team happens to be the centerpiece of it, but it's not the only piece of it. That stadium is meant to be there for this community 365 days of the year, whether it's raising money for charity through the Christmas Tree Lane or being the staging area for food drives to just a lot of the stair climb for 9/11. The overall objective from our owner's standpoint is to have this ballpark be for this community, not for a baseball team, not for raking in huge profits, not for it's for the community. It's to be used by the community. It's to be a community center.
It absolutely is. And we can go to the website, which is
LancasterBarnstormers.com. I know that because my email address.
Can't get any easier, right?
Yeah.
And we can find out exactly what's going on, what special events are going to be held on special dates. There's something coming up this year with the 100th anniversary of women getting the right to vote.
Yeah, it's the 100th anniversary of the actual passage of, my history-loving family is going to kill me if I get this wrong. I believe it was the 19th Amendment, granting women the right to vote. So we're having a promotion later on this season on I believe it's the exact 100th anniversary date in August, the official passage of the amendment, and it's something about women get the right to choose everything that happens that night. I don't know.
Okay, we'll find out. I'm sure.
If you're there, you get to choose if the Barnstormers win.
All right.
That's going to be your
there
job.
There you go. Okay. I love the fact that you do fireworks on a regular basis too. This makes this such a fun event for family and for friends to come together as well, right?
Well, it's the greatest entertainment doubleheader there is. A baseball game and fireworks. You get a nice spring or summer night, the sun goes down, and you shoot the fireworks off. Even though every once in a while it's great to have that fireworks show into a low-hanging cloud bank, because it adds this crazy muted effect that can be kind of fun.
Okay.
Every once in a while, it's not as great as the nice clear night fireworks show, but we really enjoy doing that because it's the great, like I said, it's the great entertainment doubleheader. It caps off the night. Win or lose, it tends to have the fans leave with a very positive feeling about the evening.
Definitely a high note.
Yeah,
definitely.
It's more fun if we win.
Well, yes, of
always
course.
more fun
Always
if we win.
more fun. Yeah. So I know you can't really say what opening day, what's going on for that. That you're still working on that.
No,
It's going to be lots of fun.
Yeah,
right?
it's under lock and key.
Okay.
But we'll be announcing shortly the theme for opening night. It is something very near and dear to our hearts.
Okay.
Here in the Lancaster area, but that's as far as I'm going to go.
That's all you can say.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to tease us with or give us information about preseason with Barnstormers?
We've got Fan Fest coming up on the 25th of April, which is always a fun event. For most people, it's their first chance to see the new team that has been assembled for the year, and experience the joys of the ballpark for the first time. And I haven't heard for sure, but I assume it's going to be a free event like it's always been in the past, and just a chance to come out and enjoy what we hope will be a warm, sunny, lovely spring afternoon at Clipper Magazine Stadium. And then the ball club will start on the road, but that home opener comes up on May 8th. Which
is going to be great. I think the weather should be fine by then too, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
We're sure hoping. I mean, I guess you always have this little bit of trepidation. You have this mild winter, and oh gosh, are we going to pay for this?
Right,
but
later.
Everything I've seen is that we're not going to. It's just going to continue right on and be a mild spring and some great weather, and hopefully not too hot of a summer, but very, lovely one with well-timed rain.
Yes.
You need rain. You just rain is meant to fall when the team's on the road or between the hours of midnight and 8 a.m.
There you go.
Yeah, as long as you get rain in those hours, life is good.
And then we're good. Well, thank you for coming in today.
Well, thank you for having me.
It's great to catch up with you, and you do a wonderful job at the stadium. You're always such a joy to have.
Oh,
You
if
like
you can't have fun doing this job,
right.
you're not going to have fun doing anything. So I'm blessed with the greatest job in the world.
It's kind of perfect, isn't it?
It is.
It is. And we are going to check out the Lancaster Barnstormers this year. We hope that you come this season as well. It is Sweet 16. It's going to be a lot of fun at Clipper Stadium. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Diane Dayton with Take a Look.